Chapter 14:10. If I don't do something, I'm doomed. The skeleton god generals swung their long swords, unleashing the most straightforward sword aura. Lin Moyu fused it with the undying law, putting all his strength into the strike. There were no special techniques, only the fusion of the undying law and their full power. The skeleton god generals were fearless of pain and death. After their master gave the order, they would go forth even if they knew they would die. Just like now, the skeleton god generals stood at the very front, forming a long line to block the ancient Buddha's palm print. The vast sword aura fell upon the ancient Buddha's palm print, like a drop in the ocean, without causing the slightest ripple. The ancient Buddha's palm print appeared motionless, but the skeleton god generals were instantly shattered. The ancient Buddha's palm print followed some special law, where anyone who attacked it would receive a fierce counterattack. This counterattack was silent and instantaneous, impossible to dodge. Lin Moyu's eyes narrowed slightly. The skeleton god generals had only attacked the ancient Buddha's palm print, not even making contact, and they were already dead. The ancient Buddha's palm print's silent and instantaneous counterattack was extremely powerful, easily killing the skeleton god generals. The damage could not be shared with other undead members, and the Legion rulers couldn't even heal them. This discovery made Lin Moyu quickly adjust his strategy. Originally, he planned to join the attack, but now he couldn't. He had to save his life and talent for last. The skeleton god generals at the very front unleashed their attacks, only to die instantly. But they immediately resurrected, attacking again, dying again. Over and over, they died 5 times before the effect of undying undead wore off, and they truly died on the 6th time. Immediately, new skeletons appeared beside Lin Moyu, and he quickly summoned more to replenish them. With the spell linkage, he only needed to start it, and the rest would continue automatically. With a thought, the skeleton god generals spread out, no longer forming a line but a fan shape, launching a fierce attack on the ancient Buddha's palm print. Since the ancient Buddha's palm print could automatically counterattack, the meat shield formation was useless. Originally, Lin Moyu had planned for the skeleton god generals to attack first, and when the ancient Buddha's palm print approached, the skeletons would become meat shields. But now, any attack on the ancient Buddha's palm print would result in his own death. There was no chance to become meat shields, so they might as well be meat shields and attack with all their might. Use overwhelming force to wear it down. Lin Moyu's combat style was never rigid, always adapting on the fly. Tens of millions of skeleton god generals unleashed their fierce sword aura onto the ancient Buddha's palm print, completely engulfing it in sword light. But it still could not stop the ancient Buddha's palm print. It was like a swimmer going against the current, pushing forward relentlessly towards Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu stared intently at the ancient Buddha's palm print, carefully sensing any changes. From the ancient Buddha's palm print, he sensed a sense of despair, a level of power he had not yet reached. A tiny bit of that power could kill him. The power of the ancient Buddha far surpassed that of Buddhas and god sovereigns. But gradually, he also sensed that the ancient Buddha's palm print was weakening slightly under the skeleton's attacks. The slight weakening seemed insignificant, but it was happening. Lin Moyu instantly analyzed that it was due to his undying law. The power of death in the undying law could corrode everything, including laws, and it was effective against the ancient Buddha's palm print. Each attack from the skeleton god generals contained the undying law. Accumulating these attacks could weaken the ancient Buddha's palm print. Lin Moyu's heart rejoiced, knowing his decision was correct. The skeletons died and resurrected, truly dying after 6 times. The summoning quota was constantly being emptied, and more skeletons appeared beside Lin Moyu. The 3 basic skeletons quickly combined to reform the skeleton god generals, rejoining the battle. But the skeletons were dying too quickly, and the summoning speed couldn't keep up with the death rate. This was an act of desperation, but Lin Moyu could only do his best.
True sight.
With a low shout, a 10-meter-tall Buddha Kingdom Lich appeared behind Lin Moyu. The Buddha Kingdom Lich had a dignified appearance, and True Sight was silently cast, sending a stream of information into Lin Moyu's mind. True Sight rippled the laws of fate, allowing Lin Moyu to see a possible future. The future constantly changed, making it difficult to discern truth from falsehood, but it represented a possibility. In the information returned by True Sight, Lin Moyu saw that after countless attacks, the ancient Buddha's palm print was weakened, but it still had terrifying power enough to kill him. Even if he used all his means, it would be futile. His talent could revive him, but the ancient Buddha's palm print's power would continue locking onto him, killing him again. He didn't have the ability to revive a second time. In the end, despite all his preparations, they only affected the ancient Buddha's palm print but couldn't prevent his death. Of course, this was only the laws of fate's prediction of the future, which could be one-sided and inaccurate. The future was constantly changing, and any tiny change could alter it. But Lin Moyu was clear that if he didn't make any changes and continued his current method, the future would become fixed. He needed to change, and what he was doing now was not enough. He still had 3 demon god sovereign corpses that he could use for corpse explosion. 3 god sovereign level attacks might not be enough to block the ancient Buddha's palm print, but they could at least weaken it. However, he couldn't use them now because the ancient Buddha's palm print would counterattack, and he would be the first to die. His talent only had one chance for revival, which he had to cherish. Lin Moyu knew he was facing the greatest crisis since his reincarnation, with life and death hanging by a thread. Even so, he had no regrets.
I must find a way. I can't just wait for death.
Lin Moyu spread his undead wings and began retreating. The undead army had already spread out, no longer needing to maintain a line formation, so he could move. He transformed into a stream of light, retreating rapidly. The Flash Lich granted him a shocking speed of 150,000 kilometers per second, comparable to a god sovereign. Although still slower than the ancient Buddha's palm print, it at least bought him more time. As he changed direction, the ancient Buddha's palm print also changed direction. The skeleton god generals, death knights, and bone dragons all launched their strongest attacks. The 200 legion rulers with legions also unleashed their deadly strikes. The remaining legion rulers without legions lacked combat power but had formidable defenses in the undead army. One by one, they collided with the ancient Buddha's palm print, spreading the undying law onto it. The Skeleton King strode forward, currently Lin Moyu's strongest summon. With the Strong Soldier primary spell's blessing, the Skeleton King's combat power had already surpassed a minor god sovereign, no weaker than the minor Ming Wang Bodhisattva. It unleashed a sword strike that exploded on the ancient Buddha's palm print. The ancient Buddha's palm print trembled slightly but then became still again. The Skeleton King instantly shattered, dying on the spot. The undead army was fearless of death, going all out to stop the ancient Buddha's palm print. With their continuous efforts, the ancient Buddha's palm print finally weakened, just like what Lin Moyu saw in True Sight. Although the ancient Buddha's palm print weakened, it could still kill him. 1411 Chapter 1411 Finding a Glimmer of Hope in Danger. Lin Moyu was still retreating, trying to buy time, and the summoning continued. At this moment, every extra second he could drag out meant an extra bit of hope. The number of the undead legion was rapidly decreasing, with the undead falling one after another in battle, and the summoning speed couldn't keep up. Lin Moyu remained calm, his thoughts racing as he considered various methods. He didn't panic, knowing that panic wouldn't solve any problems and would only push him closer to death. The speed of the ancient Buddha's palm print was slightly faster than Lin Moyu's, and the two were getting closer and closer. Lin Moyu's pressure was constantly increasing, and his soul felt as if it was being squeezed, inevitably giving rise to a sense of fear. There is great terror between life and death, an emotion that ordinary people cannot avoid, and even someone like Xiao Shang couldn't help but hesitate and falter between life and death. However, Lin Moyu was accustomed to death, not even knowing how many times he had been killed by Antares. Compared to others, Lin Moyu's endurance was stronger. As soon as the fear arose, it was extinguished, and a stronger will to survive took over. Lin Moyu believed that there was always a way out. Moreover, he still had a trump card, a life-saving item given by a great figure. But he didn't want to use it unless he was truly in a desperate situation. Suddenly, Lin Moyu noticed a barely perceptible pause in the ancient Buddha's palm print. The pause lasted less than 0.01 seconds, but at his current speed, 0.01 seconds was enough to fly 1,500 kilometers. The distance between him and the ancient Buddha's palm print clearly increased.
It's the squeezing force.
Lin Moyu's eyes sparkled, and he communicated with the Buddha Kingdom Lich to use true sight again. This was the third and final time he could use true sight today. By now, he had realized the benefits of true sight, which allowed him to see certain possibilities in the future and make corresponding decisions. True sight once again stirred the laws of fate, revealing a certain possibility in the future. In the future scene, he saw himself fleeing towards the center of the mysterious land, heading for the Lost Star. On the way, he encountered the mysterious spirits. The mysterious spirits varied in strength, with the weakest at the 3rd tier of the God King realm and the strongest reaching the 9th tier of the God King realm. The mysterious spirits manipulated the squeezing force to attack him, causing his speed to suddenly slow down. At the same time, the mysterious spirits also attacked the ancient Buddha's palm print, but the impact on the ancient Buddha's palm print was minimal. As a result, the ancient Buddha's palm print quickly caught up and shattered him into pieces. This future possibility was very unfavorable, as he died very cleanly. From the future scene, it was clear that heading for the Lost Star was a dead end. But often, hope is born in desperate situations, and Lin Moyu found a way. His eyes shone with determination.
Danger and opportunity coexist. I must use the danger wisely. This area is the territory of the mysterious spirits. The closer I get to the Lost Star, the more mysterious spirits there will be. Using the mysterious spirits to escape should be feasible.
In the blink of an eye, Lin Moyu had formulated a plan. But this plan also had uncertainties and needed to be adjusted continuously as the situation changed. True sight only showed a possibility. Following his plan, Lin Moyu flew towards the Lost Star at the fastest speed. The summoning of the Undead Legion continued, but they no longer attacked the ancient Buddha's palm print. In Lin Moyu's plan, the Undead Legion had other uses. The newly summoned Undead Legion all returned to the Spell Star, ready to be deployed at any time.
I didn't expect a single ancient Buddha's palm print to wipe out my Undead Legion. The ancient Buddha is indeed powerful, but I will remember this grudge. In the future, I will visit the Buddha clan and demand an explanation.
Lin Moyu silently vowed in his heart. He would make the Buddha clan understand the cost of this palm strike. From this moment on, the Buddha clan was added to his blacklist. Even when Kongwen Buddha tried to kill him, Lin Moyu hadn't thought of opposing the entire Buddha clan. Later, when facing Xiaoming Wang Bodhisattva, although he still had no good feelings towards the Buddha clan, he hadn't thought of opposing them either. But now, Lin Moyu stood in opposition to the Buddha clan. In his sight, the mysterious spirits appeared, and they also noticed Lin Moyu and the ancient Buddha's palm print. The mysterious spirits were, as their name suggested, extremely mysterious in appearance. They seemed to have no fixed form, constantly changing shape. Sometimes they were soft, like a mass of water. Sometimes they became formless, like dense fog or smoke. Sometimes they condensed together, becoming solid and even emitting a metallic sheen. A mysterious spirit flew towards Lin Moyu, this one only at the 5th tier of the God King realm, not very strong among the mysterious spirits. When it was still tens of thousands of meters away from Lin Moyu, it suddenly stopped. It let Lin Moyu fly past without any reaction. After Lin Moyu flew away, the mysterious spirit suddenly recovered, ignoring Lin Moyu and turning its attention to the ancient Buddha's palm print. The mysterious spirit had no mouth but emitted a sharp cry. It seemed to have a strong aversion to the ancient Buddha's palm print. It attacked the ancient Buddha's palm print, using the squeezing force on it. The palm print trembled slightly but was not affected. However, the mysterious spirit collapsed and died on the spot. A mysterious spirit at the 5th tier of the God King realm couldn't withstand the counterattack of the ancient Buddha's palm print and died, which was normal. Lin Moyu needed it to die, as only after its death could it be useful. After the mysterious spirit died, an invisible force erupted, directly acting on the ancient Buddha's palm print. The palm print trembled slightly and became slightly distorted. The mysterious spirit's death created a special force that could enhance the physical body. According to Xiao Shang, this force was somewhat similar to the squeezing force but more violent, capable of exerting maximum pressure on the physical body to enhance its strength. The advantage was that by controlling the intensity of killing the mysterious spirits, the physical body could continuously endure maximum pressure. The disadvantage was that, if overdone, the physical body could collapse. Xiao Shang had almost died from overdoing it. The squeezing force generated by the death of a mysterious spirit at the 5th tier of the God King realm exceeded its attack power in life. It finally had some effect on the ancient Buddha's palm print. Seeing this, Lin Moyu was pleased, knowing his plan was working. That moment had bought him at least another 0.01 seconds. Starlight flashed on his body, and the Starlight Lich sat on his shoulder. It was the Starlight Lich that had created an illusion, momentarily affecting the mysterious spirit. The mysterious spirit ignored Lin Moyu and saw the ancient Buddha's palm print as its most hated thing. As he got closer to the Lost Star, the number of mysterious spirits increased, and more mysterious spirits flew towards Lin Moyu. The Starlight Lich flew out, creating illusions for the mysterious spirits, making them ignore Lin Moyu and redirecting their hatred. Lin Moyu flew past the mysterious spirits without stopping. The mysterious spirits attacked the ancient Buddha's palm print and were counterkilled. The squeezing force generated by the death of the mysterious spirits created significant obstacles for the ancient Buddha's palm print, not only consuming some of its power but also slowing it down. At this moment, the mysterious spirits became the best allies, united against a common enemy. The future fragment seen through true sight was completely shattered. Under continuous interference, the speed of the ancient Buddha's palm print was finally surpassed by Lin Moyu, and the distance between them gradually increased. 1412 1412. Chapter 1412. Who are you calling unreliable? If the ancient Buddha's palm print had consciousness, it would undoubtedly be furious at this moment. Lin Moyu had almost escaped its grasp. The ancient Buddha's palm print, however, showed no signs of anger, continued to pursue Lin Moyu relentlessly. No matter how Lin Moyu changed direction, the palm print would immediately adjust its course to follow him. During this time, Lin Moyu also tried to sever the lock of the ancient Buddha's palm print, but all attempts failed. He never understood how the ancient Buddha's palm print could track him so precisely. The difference in their levels created a huge information gap. Lin Moyu knew that if anyone else faced this palm, they would be doomed. Even if Xiao Shang were here, the result would be the same. Even for himself, it was a perilous situation. The ancient Buddha's palm print was almost out of sight, but Lin Moyu did not relax at all. His soul's sense of danger constantly warned him that the threat still existed. As long as the ancient Buddha's palm print remained, he faced the risk of being struck down at any moment. Continuing to use the mysterious spirits to interfere with the ancient Buddha's palm print, the distance between Lin Moyu and the palm print grew. Lin Moyu felt somewhat fortunate that he hadn't encountered any sudden bursts of squeezing force along the way. In the area where the mysterious spirits lived, sometimes a massive squeezing force would suddenly erupt, like a flash of lightning. He hadn't encountered any such force, which was indeed lucky. After flying tens of millions of kilometers, no more mysterious spirits appeared. Suddenly, an unimaginably massive squeezing force fell upon him, far exceeding what his physical body could withstand. Lin Moyu's God King golden body almost collapsed instantly. Damage transfer instinctively activated. Fortunately, during this time, Lin Moyu had already summoned tens of millions of undead troops. Although this was far from the peak of his billion-strong army, it was enough to share the damage for Lin Moyu.
I've left the area of the mysterious spirits. This is the true center of the mysterious land.
Lin Moyu looked at the enormous Lost Star in his sight. After passing through the 10th layer, he entered the area where the mysterious spirits resided. After passing through the area of the mysterious spirits, he truly entered the center of the mysterious land. Here, the squeezing force became incredibly immense. A first-tier god king's physical body would be instantly crushed here. Even Xiao Shang couldn't move freely in this place. Lin Moyu could only rely on damage transfer to move around here. Moreover, the closer he got to the Lost Star, the greater the squeezing force would become. Eventually, even the laws couldn't escape this squeezing force and would be completely compressed together. The squeezing force here had reached an extreme level. Even a god sovereign couldn't enter the very center. Naturally, Lin Moyu didn't dare to go deeper. If he dared to approach, the squeezing force would crush him into pieces, making his flesh and blood forever part of the Lost Star. No amount of damage transfer would help. Only the edges were bearable for him. So, as soon as Lin Moyu entered the central area, he began flying along the edge, not daring to go deeper. Relying on the passive spell damage transfer, Lin Moyu started circling the edge. At the same time, he released some skeletons to leave the central area and observe the surroundings. The entire central area wasn't large, roughly a circle with a diameter of 1 million kilometers and a circumference of about 3 million kilometers. At Lin Moyu's speed, flying around the edge would only take 200 seconds. Lin Moyu didn't need to fly a full circle. Half a circle or even a small half circle would suffice. He flew half a circle at the fastest speed, reaching the other side of the central area. At this moment, the ancient Buddha's palm print had just entered the central area. The palm print wouldn't turn. It would only chase Lin Moyu in a straight line. Now, Lin Moyu stood on the other side of the central area, using the skeletons he had released earlier to observe the ancient Buddha's palm print through the undead vision. Between him and the ancient Buddha's palm print was the Lost Star. In his plan, the ancient Buddha's palm print would travel in a straight line, passing through the Lost Star to attack him. The time he had gained using the mysterious spirits was used here. He utilized the characteristics of the mysterious land and the straight-line path of the ancient Buddha's palm print.
Whether it can be blocked depends on the Lost Star. I really wish I could know the result in advance. If only True Sight could still be used.
He had already used True Sight 3 times today and couldn't use it again. Otherwise, he could have seen the result in advance. As long as he didn't take any action, the result seen through True Sight should be accurate. The ancient Buddha's palm print charged into the central area, heading straight for Lin Moyu. It completely ignored the Lost Star in the middle. Perhaps in the ancient Buddha's eyes, nothing could block its palm. The ancient Buddha's palm print got closer and closer to the Lost Star, and the squeezing force increased sharply. Lin Moyu saw the ancient Buddha's palm print begin to tremble, shake, and become unstable. The squeezing force in the central area was far beyond what the mysterious spirits could produce. If the mysterious spirits could affect it, then this place could do even more. The ancient Buddha's palm print endured the immense squeezing force, its speed slowing down, and its aura weakening. The palm print began to shrink, getting smaller and smaller, as the immense squeezing force from all directions compressed it into a ball. When it finally landed on the Lost Star, it had little power left. The Lost Star emitted a loud rumble, shaking violently for a few seconds before becoming still. The ancient Buddha's palm print had merged with the Lost Star, completely dissipating. At this moment, Lin Moyu's soul also became calm, no longer signaling danger. Lin Moyu let out a long breath.
Finally done.
His tense nerves finally relaxed. The next moment, he left the central area and began his return journey. On the way back, he reflected on his gains and losses.
I could have thought of this method earlier. I was still too slow and not flexible enough. I need to make better use of the terrain's advantages. If I had hidden behind the Lost Star earlier, the undead army wouldn't have suffered any losses. Or maybe I was too confident in my own strength, thinking the undead army alone could handle it. The difference in realms is like heaven and earth. Confidence is good, but sometimes it can be fatal. Fortunately, it was just one palm. If the ancient Buddha had come in person, even the Lost Star wouldn't have been able to block it.
Lin Moyu recalled the entire process, realizing that True Sight had played a significant role. Using true sight, he could formulate corresponding countermeasures. True sight was amazing, but even more amazing was the law of fate. True sight only captured small fragments from the law of fate. If he could truly master the law of fate, he might really be able to predict the future. Gradually relaxing, Lin Moyu couldn't help but mutter to himself,
"These big figures of the human race are really unreliable. They took so long to come. If I hadn't been lucky enough, I would have died. By then, the big figures would only be able to collect my body, if there was even a body left."
Lin Moyu thought that earlier he had believed the Buddha clan couldn't kill him in the human territory. He hadn't expected to be almost proven wrong. The big figures of the human race were indeed unreliable. As he was thinking this, a voice sounded in his ear.
"Who are you calling unreliable?"
1413, 1413. Chapter 1413. Fight for your own life. A figure wrapped in black clothing, exuding a mysterious and noble aura, with an indistinct appearance as if shrouded in mist. Lin Moyu was very certain that this person was the mysterious figure he had met in the black hole before. The undead vision looked from a distance, and Lin Moyu trembled slightly, disconnecting from the undead vision. The soul fire was too dazzling. The moment the undead vision looked over, the soul fire occupied the entire field of vision, directly severing the connection. The gap in realm was too great. The mysterious figure looked into the distance, where there was a skeleton.
"Not a bad ability, being able to directly perceive other souls. Even a god sovereign would find it difficult to detect."
The mysterious figure's voice was very clear, sounding quite young. He pointed out the ability of the undead vision in one sentence. Of course, the undead vision's ability was not limited to perceiving souls. However, Lin Moyu did not want to continue discussing this topic with him.
"Senior, were you just now?"
The mysterious figure's voice was very calm.
"What do you think?"
"What do I think? I think nothing." Lin Moyu thought that he was definitely not there just now, but he was too embarrassed to say that he wasn't. Thinking this in his heart, he said,
"It seems you wanted to test me. If I had known you were here, I wouldn't have had to work so hard."
The mist on the mysterious figure's face trembled slightly, and Lin Moyu felt that he should have some expression, but he couldn't see it. The mysterious figure said,
"No matter when, you can't entrust your life to others. You have to fight for your own life."
Lin Moyu's mouth twitched. Earlier, he had guessed that this guy was probably not there. Now he was completely sure that this guy was definitely not there. If he had really waited for him to save his life, he would probably be dead by now. But what he said was not wrong. You have to fight for your own life. Relying on others is not as good as relying on yourself.
"Thank you, Senior, for your guidance."
Lin Moyu bowed slightly to the mysterious figure to show his respect. No matter what he thought in his heart, at least on the surface, he was still polite to him. The mysterious figure responded lightly, seemingly very satisfied with Lin Moyu's attitude. Seeing that his attitude was still relatively kind and not as aloof as in the black hole, Lin Moyu took the opportunity to ask,
"Senior, I have a question." "Speak." "How did the ancient Buddha lock onto me with that palm?"
Lin Moyu had always been curious about how the ancient Buddha could lock onto him. The Buddha clan was countless light years away from the battlefield. How could they lock onto him across such a vast space? Even an ancient Buddha shouldn't be able to do that. The mysterious figure said indifferently,
"The law of karma." "The law of karma."
Lin Moyu repeated the mysterious figure's words.
"I remember, the law of karma is one of the top-tier laws, very mysterious and powerful. No one in our human race has mastered this law. I didn't expect someone in the Buddha clan to have mastered it."
The mysterious figure snorted.
"He hasn't mastered the law of karma. He just used an ancient relic to borrow a bit of its power. And you don't have to worry, he can only use that one palm, and after that, he won't be able to lock onto you again."
Lin Moyu let out a sigh of relief, feeling much more at ease. He was just afraid that the other party would strike him a few more times, which would be really troublesome. He couldn't possibly hide here forever and not go out. Lin Moyu asked.
Will he come here himself? No.
The mysterious figure answered firmly.
That guy can't even protect himself.
The ancient Buddha can't even protect himself? These 4 words contained a lot of information. Lin Moyu's mind wandered, but the mysterious figure's light cough interrupted his thoughts.
Don't overthink it. Matters at that level have nothing to do with you. I'm more curious about why he attacked you.
Lin Moyu smiled.
I obtained a seated Buddha statue in the gloomy marsh, not expecting it to contain the soul of the Buddha of Joy. The Buddha of Joy claimed to be the grandson of the ancient Buddha, but I didn't pay attention to him.
The mysterious figure seemed to be looking at Lin Moyu, and Lin Moyu felt an invisible gaze. After a few breaths, the mysterious figure asked,
What did you do to the Buddha of Joy?
Lin Moyu replied earnestly,
Once my spell started, it couldn't be stopped. He was refined.
Refined, meaning he was dead. No matter the process, the result was the same. The Buddha of Joy no longer existed in this world.
You have quite the guts, daring to kill him even knowing he was the grandson of the ancient Buddha.
The mysterious figure's voice remained calm, making it unclear whether he was praising or mocking Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu took it as praise.
I didn't know if he was telling the truth, and besides, my spell couldn't be stopped. If he had spoken earlier, there might have been a chance. Really?
The mysterious figure sneered, clearly not believing Lin Moyu's words. Lin Moyu silently answered in his heart.
Yes, if he had spoken earlier, I would have asked Senior Zhu to kill him. I believe Senior Zhu could block the ancient Buddha's palm.
Lin Moyu thought Zhu Qiwu could block that palm without any problem, and even if he couldn't, he would have some life-saving means. Seeing Lin Moyu remain silent, the mysterious figure changed the subject.
Why didn't you use the life-saving stone I gave you? It wasn't a desperate situation yet. If it really came to that, I would have used it.
Lin Moyu answered honestly, as that was indeed the case. The mysterious figure said,
Take out the life-saving stone.
Lin Moyu took out the black life-saving stone. This inconspicuous stone, which no one would pick up if it fell on the road, was actually crafted by a great figure. The mysterious figure extended a finger and lightly touched the life-saving stone. An invisible law entered the stone, making it even darker. Lin Moyu felt it vibrating slightly, as if the power inside had become stronger. The mysterious figure said,
I've enhanced its power. If another ancient Buddha-level figure attacks you, it can protect you.
Lin Moyu's mouth twitched. The mysterious figure's words implied that previously, if an ancient Buddha-level figure had attacked him, the life-saving stone wouldn't have saved him. It didn't work before, but now it was enhanced and could. Wasn't that a trap? Luckily, he hadn't used it this time. If he had pinned his hopes on the life-saving stone, he would have been dead.
Indeed, you can't rely too much on others. You have to fight for your own life.
Lin Moyu thought to himself, putting away the life-saving stone and saying,
Thank you, Senior.
The mysterious figure said,
All right, continue your cultivation.
With that, the mysterious figure rippled like water and then disappeared like a bubble. Lin Moyu sighed.
Indeed, my level is not high enough. Some questions probably wouldn't be answered even if I asked.
Lin Moyu naturally had other questions, but he felt that asking them wouldn't yield answers, so he didn't bother. The crisis of the ancient Buddha's palm print had passed, and Lin Moyu turned his attention to this special void. He prepared to use the mysterious spirits to cultivate his physical body. Outside the mysterious land, Zhu Qiwu looked worried. Suddenly, a voice sounded in his ear.
He's fine now.
1414 1414. Chapter 1414. A look of disdain. The mysterious person appeared beside Zhu Qiwu, and his calm voice sounded like heavenly music in Zhu Qiwu's ears. Lin Moyu relaxed.
With you taking action, there naturally won't be any problems.
The mysterious person shook his head.
I didn't take action. He saved himself.
Zhu Qiwu was slightly stunned. Facing the ancient Buddha's palm print, how could one save themselves? Even he couldn't withstand the ancient Buddha's attack. He might not die, but he would definitely be injured. Lin Moyu, although highly talented, was still far from his level in terms of actual strength. How could he possibly withstand it? The mysterious person said,
"He is very clever. He used the characteristics of the mysterious spirits to buy time, and then used the central law star to dissolve the ancient Buddha's palm print."
Zhu Qiwu let out an,
"Oh, as long as he's fine, as long as he's fine. That kid is indeed quite smart."
The mysterious person paused for a moment.
But this time, he was lucky. He happened to be in the mysterious land. If he were elsewhere, he would have been dead.
The mysterious person looked at Zhu Qiwu.
The problem lies with you. The seated Buddha statue must have passed through your hands.
He Chui know that.
Indeed it did. You didn't notice that the seated Buddha statue contained a Buddha's soul. This Buddha's soul is the grandson of the ancient Buddha, which is why the ancient Buddha could use the law of karma to attack Lin Moyu.
Hearing this, Zhu Qiwu's face didn't look good. When the ancient Buddha's palm print appeared, he had guessed that the problem lay with the seated Buddha statue. He actually knew what Lin Moyu intended to do with the seated Buddha statue. He could only blame himself for not being careful enough at the time, not discovering that it concealed a Buddha's soul, and that this Buddha's soul was the grandson of the ancient Buddha. He almost got Lin Moyu killed. The mysterious person said,
"Everyone has their fate. If one is destined to die, no one can stop it. This incident isn't all bad. As the saying goes, a mistake can turn out to be a blessing. It gives us an excuse."
Zhu Qiwu trembled all over, his voice filled with shock.
"Are we going to take action against the Buddha clan?"
The mysterious person did not answer directly.
"Break through as soon as possible. You might still make it in time."
A strong fighting spirit appeared in Zhu Qiwu's eyes, and he clenched his fists.
"All right."
Lin Moyu was still replenishing his undead army. This time, he narrowly escaped death, and his undead army was almost completely wiped out. Now, after half a day, he had only resummoned 1/3 of them. But even just 1/3 was enough to deal with the mysterious spirits. Lin Moyu had already thought about his next steps, maximizing his advantages to enhance his physical body in the shortest time possible. A strong aura shot towards him from afar. Lin Moyu looked at the approaching person.
"Senior Brother Xiao, why are you here?"
Xiao Sheng quickly arrived, stopping in front of Lin Moyu.
"Junior Brother Lin, you're all right. That's great."
His voice was somewhat excited, and there was still a trace of anxiety in his eyes. Lin Moyu smiled slightly.
"I narrowly escaped death."
Xiao Sheng nodded.
"Junior Brother Lin is indeed extraordinary, even able to withstand the ancient Buddha's palm."
Lin Moyu roughly understood Xiao Sheng's intentions and could feel his genuine concern.
"Just lucky. Senior Brother Xiao, your injuries haven't healed yet. You shouldn't have come."
Xiao Sheng shook his head.
"It's nothing. With Junior Brother Lin's lost sphere, these minor injuries will heal quickly. It's just a pity that I can't help you. Senior Brother Xiao, your presence is already a great kindness. This sentiment is more valuable than anything."
After a few more words, Xiao Sheng began to leave. His injuries hadn't healed, and it was indeed not suitable for him to be here. If something unexpected happened, it would be troublesome. Fortunately, the mysterious spirits along the way had already been cleared out. After Xiao Sheng left, Lin Moyu muttered to himself,
"I should get to work too."
One by one, the skeleton god generals flew out, heading in all directions. Lin Moyu didn't need to search for the mysterious spirits himself. The skeleton god generals could do it for him. He just needed to wait here for the skeleton god generals to bring back suitable mysterious spirits. The Starlight Lich quietly perched on Lin Moyu's shoulder. With it, the skeleton god generals could transform into streams of light, reaching speeds of 10,000 kilometers per second. The mysterious land was neither too big nor too small. Finding and bringing back the mysterious spirits would take some time. Lin Moyu flipped his hand, revealing a small flower pot. In the pot was a small green plant. The top of the green plant had 5 neatly arranged leaves, with a new tender leaf growing below. Previously, Zhu Qiwu had nurtured it for 300 years, only managing to grow 4 leaves into 5, and then it stopped growing. Zhu Qiwu tried various methods, all to no avail. When Lin Moyu arrived, he used a bit of the life force from the Undying Law, causing the plant to sprout a new leaf. This prompted Zhu Qiwu to give the plant to Lin Moyu. Detection spells yielded no results, so Lin Moyu tried using the summoning spell for the elemental lich, treating the plant as a material, but it was also ineffective. Infinite Fusion seemed uninterested in it as well. Lin Moyu tried infusing it with life force, and the plant immediately perked up. In this void space, the plant stood tall and lush. The newly grown tender leaf seemed to grow a bit larger.
What kind of plant is this? It comes from the chaotic rules, probably related to ancient times. From what I see, the Undying Law is effective on it. It should not be fully grown yet and might be very useful in the future.
Lin Moyu tried for a while and found that the plant's growth was not a one-day effort. Infusing a large amount of life force only made its 6th leaf slightly larger.
Let's see if it can be absorbed into the soul.
A stream of soul power extended, wrapping around the plant. He wanted to see if he could absorb the plant into his soul for nurturing. The soul power wrapped around the plant, but it remained motionless, unable to be absorbed like a magical treasure. Lin Moyu guessed that Zhu Qiwu had probably tried to absorb it into his soul before, but obviously he had not succeeded.
Does it need to recognize a master like a magical treasure? It shouldn't be that simple. If it were, Senior Zhu would have already made it recognize him. It seems I'll have to study it slowly in the future.
After trying for a while, Lin Moyu had to give up. The plant swayed gently under the wrap of soul power, moving without wind. It looked somewhat proud, as if disdainful of Lin Moyu's soul power. It seemed to say,
"You think you can absorb me? You're far from it."
Lin Moyu found it amusing, feeling that the plant seemed to have some spirituality, showing a look of disdain. He wondered if he was hallucinating, a side effect of narrowly escaping death. Just as Lin Moyu was about to give up completely, the talent giant tree in his soul suddenly moved. The talent giant tree covered the sky in the soul world, with its roots extending into the void, reaching unknown places. Lin Moyu knew that the talent giant tree's roots continuously absorbed powerful energy, converting it into abundant soul power, always ready to support him. With it, he didn't need to worry about running out of soul power. Unless he fought to the death, he could sustain himself for a long time. At this moment, the roots of the talent giant tree shook violently, and one root retracted from the void, extending along the soul power. 1415, 1415. Chapter 1415. The sapling of the undying tree, gaining another life. The sudden action of the talent giant tree caught Lin Moyu off guard. The roots, which had never appeared before, extended out and wrapped around the small plant in his hand.
It's useful to the talent giant tree.
Lin Moyu was somewhat surprised because he had previously experienced the Infinite Fusion spell demanding mysterious iron blocks and spiritual materials, so he was not too surprised. If Infinite Fusion could develop some intelligence, then it seemed possible for the talent giant tree to develop intelligence as well. Lin Moyu naturally wouldn't stop the talent giant tree. No matter how precious the small plant was, it was still just an external object. The talent giant tree was something that completely belonged to him. Using external objects to enhance oneself was a very worthwhile trade. The roots of the talent giant tree wrapped around the small plant, moving somewhat wildly, without any carefulness. It wasn't afraid of damaging the small plant, which was surprisingly resilient and hard to damage. Zhu Qiwu had said that this thing couldn't be damaged or killed. Wrapped by the roots, the small plant trembled, seemingly fearful, without its previous proud demeanor. Lin Moyu confirmed that even if this small plant hadn't developed intelligence, it had a strong instinct. If given more time to grow, it might indeed develop intelligence. By then, it might transform into something powerful. With its characteristics of being hard to kill and damage, it might become another starry sky giant tree. No, a starry sky giant grass. The roots completely wrapped around the small plant and forcefully pulled it out of the flower pot. The soil in the pot flew out, and Lin Moyu reached out to gather it back. This soil was not ordinary soil but sacred soil from a certain race, containing strong vitality. Even the soil itself was a good material for the God King realm. The roots of the small plant were surprisingly developed. Although the plant was less than 30 centimeters tall, its roots were very dense. Hidden in the soil, they were not visible, but now they were clearly seen. The slender roots were intertwined, looking like a tangled ball of yarn.
This thing, could it be growing downwards?
Lin Moyu was thinking when he received a message from the talent giant tree. The talent giant tree conveyed a weak message, asking,
"Can I eat it? I want to eat it."
The talent giant tree was like a child asking its parent if it could eat something. Lin Moyu readily agreed. The talent giant tree seemed very happy, immediately taking the small plant away. In the soul world, the roots of the talent giant tree wrapped around the small plant and retracted, burying it among the dense roots. Visible energy rose from the roots, flowing through the entire tree. The whole tree trembled, its branches swaying continuously.
Is it already digested?
Lin Moyu didn't expect the talent giant tree to digest so quickly. In almost the blink of an eye, it had digested the small plant. It even extracted the power from the small plant. The talent giant tree indeed had the ability to refine, but this refining speed was too fast. The resilience of the small plant was astonishing, not only hard to damage but also able to survive in the starry sky. Lin Moyu couldn't help but sigh.
It's true that one thing subdues another.
The talent giant tree absorbed the power of the small plant and then produced a small green fruit among its branches. The green fruit was very bright, making one's mouth water at first sight, feeling that it must be very sour. The fruit quickly grew, from the size of a fingernail to the size of a fist in less than 10 seconds. Then the fruit fell, landing right in the soul's hand. Lin Moyu had a sudden insight and ate the fruit with his soul. At the same time, a message came from the talent giant tree, and Lin Moyu finally knew what the small plant was. The small plant was a sapling of the undying tree. Lin Moyu didn't know what the undying tree was, having never heard of it, but the name sounded impressive. The talent giant tree refined the sapling into a fruit. After eating the fruit, his talent changed. Nothing else changed, but the ability related to rebirth in his talent changed from being able to rebirth once every 30 seconds to twice every 30 seconds. The cooldown time remained 30 seconds, but the number of rebirths increased to 2. Each rebirth would reset the cooldown of his spells. This made it much harder to kill Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu felt that if he faced the ancient Buddha's palm again, he might survive even without relying on the mysterious spirits and the lost star. Of course, this was just a feeling. He wouldn't risk his life to test it by jumping in front of the ancient Buddha and asking for another strike.
This is indeed making the best use of everything.
Lin Moyu's eyes were filled with joy. There was no better outcome than this. Even if offered several God-sovereign realm treasures in exchange, Lin Moyu wouldn't trade. No external force could compare to one's own strength. Gaining another life was the most important thing. The talent giant tree seemed very happy, swaying continuously, conveying its emotions. Lin Moyu noticed that besides benefiting himself, the talent giant tree also seemed to have gained something. The spirituality seemed to have increased. The birth of intelligence in talent and spells was unheard of. A skeleton god general returned with a message, bringing back a mysterious spirit. Lin Moyu's attention returned to the mysterious land, looking into the distance. A skeleton god general transformed into a stream of light, flying towards him. Behind it followed a mysterious spirit. The mysterious spirit was slower than the skeleton god general, creating some distance between them. According to Lin Moyu's order, the skeleton god general brought back a third-tier god king realm mysterious spirit. Such mysterious spirits were the most numerous and the lowest level here. Lin Moyu naturally wanted to start from the lowest level, testing his limits step by step. He was now at the first tier of the God King realm in terms of physical body, having achieved the God King golden body due to his perfect ascension, making his physical body stronger than ordinary God Kings. Lin Moyu knew that the physical body of the God King realm was very strong, but since he hadn't used it yet, he needed to test it. Lin Moyu pointed at the mysterious spirit in the void. Stellar level spell, Bone Hell. This was the first time using the newly mastered spell. It fused 4 bone-related spells, abandoning the 4-star spell's bonus. Lin Moyu was very much looking forward to its power. The world Lin Moyu pointed to instantly turned into a gray-white world. The gray-white world occupied a starry sky area of 10,000 meters, filled with bones, both old gray bones and new slender white bones, distributed chaotically and densely. The gray-white world seemed connected to the real hell, with numerous caves appearing everywhere, both in the sky and underground, spewing out massive amounts of gray flames, almost turning Bone Hell into a real hell. These flames came from hell and were incredibly powerful. The mysterious spirit was burned by the flames. Its entire body ignited, emitting sharp screams. These flames felt almost identical to Lin Moyu's undying flames, but more aggressive and seemingly more powerful. His undying flames were more of a supportive ability, reviving the dead, and did not actively attack. Both were undying flames, but with different properties. 1416 Chapter 1416 Slaves in the Skeletal Hell. The gray-white world of the skeletal hell was engulfed in flames. The undying flames from the true hell contained astonishing power. A wondrous spirit at the 3rd stage of Divine King Realm could only last less than a minute before turning into ashes. Then, a series of compression forces suddenly appeared on Lin Moyu's body in an enigmatic way, without any forewarning. It was as if the perished wondrous spirit was taking revenge on him after death. Of course, this was just a feeling, and Lin Moyu had no intention of finding out the root cause. The enormous compression forces came rushing in from all directions, constantly impacting him. The compression force on the soul level was the weakest. Against Lin Moyu's soul barrier at the peak of the 4th grade, this level of compression force was insignificant. The compression force on the physical body level was much greater. Lin Moyu sensed that it was slightly higher than the 10th area, but the increase was extremely limited and still could not reach the limit of his physical body. If he only relied on killing wondrous spirits at the 3rd stage of the Divine King Realm, the speed of advancement might be even slower than the 10th area. After this test, Lin Moyu knew that killing only wondrous spirits at the 3rd stage of the Divine King Realm was far from enough. If he wanted to quickly improve his physical body, he needed to kill higher-level wondrous spirits. The skeletal hell was still flickering in the starry sky. The gray-white world stood out starkly against the darkness, appearing rather jarring. The wondrous spirit had just died, but it was reborn in the enigmatic skeletal hell in an identical form, constantly changing without a specific appearance. However, its color had turned gray-white, and it was covered by a thin layer of gray flames on the outside. It died in the skeletal hell and became a slave of the skeletal hell. As long as Lin Moyu did not die and the skeletal hell did not perish, it could never escape. Even if it died again in the skeletal hell, it would be reborn shortly after.
The skeletal hell seems to be even more powerful than expected. And as I kill more enemies, the skeletal hell will grow stronger and stronger. It's another skill that grows stronger the more battles it goes through.
Lin Moyu experienced the power of the skeletal hell. This power was not one time but continuously growing stronger. However, the strengthening of the skeletal hell also required his own efforts. He needed to keep killing enemies and accumulating power.
If I combine the skeletal hell, the undead army, and the Buddha kingdom in my palm, how powerful could the combined force become?
Lin Moyu pondered tactics while the skeletal general brought back the wondrous spirits. This time, the number of wondrous spirits brought back had increased, totaling 4. 3 of them were at the 3rd stage of the Divine King Realm, and 1 was at the 4th stage. Lin Moyu wanted to see if killing multiple wondrous spirits simultaneously would have a better stimulating effect on his physical body. The skeletal hell reappeared in the void, enveloping the 4 wondrous spirits. The skeletal hell not only served as an attack, but also had a certain ability to trap enemies. The 4 wondrous spirits had no intelligence and were randomly charging within the skeletal hell, unable to escape for the time being. Lin Moyu did not bother with the wondrous spirit at the 4th stage of the Divine King realm for now. Instead, he controlled the undying flames within the hell to burn the 3 wondrous spirits at the 3rd stage of the Divine King realm. The wondrous spirits were quickly burned to death, and 3 compression forces almost simultaneously acted upon Lin Moyu's body. Lin Moyu carefully felt them.
The 3 compression forces overlap, indeed increasing the overall force. It seems that killing multiple wondrous spirits at the same time can further enhance the compression force. I wonder if 3 wondrous spirits at the 3rd stage of the Divine King realm can match one at the 4th stage.
With a thought, the skeletal general charged into the skeletal hell, and its sword aura swept past, instantly killing the wondrous spirit at the 4th stage of the Divine King realm. If he used the undying flames, it would have taken some time, but the skeletal general could directly kill it with ease. The skeletal general possessed the power of the 8th stage of the Divine King realm, and the gap in cultivation allowed it to overwhelm the wondrous spirits. Previously, when facing the ancient Buddha's palm imprint, it was not that the skeletal general was not powerful enough, but rather that the ancient Buddha's palm imprint was abnormally powerful. The wondrous spirit was killed, but the compression force did not act upon Lin Moyu. Instead, the skeletal general felt the compression force first, and its soul fire flickered and danced. Lin Moyu was somewhat surprised.
So that's how it is. The ones killed by the skeletal general don't count towards me. It seems the plan needs to be adjusted.
The wondrous spirits' revenge targeted whoever killed them. If the skeletal general killed them, it would target the skeletal general instead of Lin Moyu. This change caused Lin Moyu's plan to shift. He had originally intended to test his limits and then use the skeletal general to quickly kill a large number of wondrous spirits. He had the advantage in numbers, and whether it was finding or killing wondrous spirits, he could achieve maximum efficiency and control. But now it was clearly not feasible. The wondrous spirits killed by the skeletal general were of no help to him. Lin Moyu quickly formulated a new strategy.
Use the skeletal general to lure the wondrous spirits, and then I'll personally kill them. If there are many of them, I can have the starlight which trap them with illusions. I just don't know what the limit of the skeletal hell is. If the slaves in the skeletal hell kill the wondrous spirits, does the revenge count towards the slaves or me? I need to continue testing.
Next, Lin Moyu conducted several more experiments. He found that if the slaves in the skeletal hell killed the wondrous spirits, the revenge would still fall upon him. The slaves in the skeletal hell were not much weaker than their living selves, and with the undying flames enveloping them and their fearlessness of death, their attacks became even more fierce and powerful than before. At the same time, Lin Moyu also found the most suitable wondrous spirits for himself during this process. Wondrous spirits at the 6th stage of the Divine King realm were the current limit he could withstand. Without using damage transfer, if he received the revenge of a wondrous spirit at the 7th stage of the Divine King realm, his physical body would quickly collapse. If he used damage transfer, then there would be no effect on body refinement. In the end, Lin Moyu decided to find as many wondrous spirits at the 6th stage of the Divine King realm as possible. He could also kill 5 wondrous spirits at the 5th stage of the Divine King realm simultaneously. The effects of these 2 options were the same. During the tests, Lin Moyu also discovered the limit of the skeletal hell. If relying solely on the skeletal hell's own attack power, the limit was only to kill wondrous spirits at the 4th stage of the Divine King realm. For other cultivators at the 1st stage of the Divine King realm, a single skill that could achieve 3 levels of realm transcendence would be considered an overwhelmingly powerful, even invincible skill. But for Lin Moyu, a skill that could only transcend 3 realms to kill enemies was merely ordinary. He had too many skills that could achieve this level of combat. However, the true power of the skeletal hell did not lie in its attack power but in its slaves. Any living being that died in the skeletal hell would become its slave. So Lin Moyu brought back higher-level wondrous spirits, had the skeletal general kill them, and turned them into slaves of the skeletal hell. After a series of tests, there was now a wondrous spirit slave at the 8th stage of the Divine King realm within the skeletal hell. With this slave, Lin Moyu could easily kill any wondrous spirit below the 8th stage of the Divine King realm. Moreover, the revenge of these wondrous spirits would all count towards him. 1417 Chapter 1417 God King 2nd Tier, Mythical Lin Moyu. To Lin Moyu, Bone Hell was like a mobile military camp. The slaves inside were soldiers, and he was the general. When not in use, it could be put away, and when needed, it could be deployed at any time. He tried it out, and if he exerted his full power, the maximum range of Bone Hell could reach a diameter of 100,000 kilometers. Once deployed, it was like a floating continent in the void, capable of turning a starry sky into a gray-white hell full of bones. Bone Hell could not only be used against enemies but also protect oneself. He could envelop himself with Bone Hell in a special form at any time and place. This provided him with strong defense, and any enemy attacking him would be marked by Bone Hell. Once marked, they could not escape the soul lock.
What a powerful spell, even stronger than I initially thought. Infinite Fusion has done it again. I wonder if Enran will continue to fuse other spells.
Infinite Fusion was currently in a weakened state and would not be active for a while. Lin Moyu began to take action. Over 10 million skeleton god generals spread out, finding one mysterious spirit after another. The skeleton god generals selected suitable mysterious spirits and brought them back for Lin Moyu to kill using Bone Hell. If the mysterious spirits were unsuitable, Lin Moyu would recall the skeleton god generals. When the skeleton god generals disappeared, the mysterious spirits lost their target and wandered aimlessly in the void. Lin Moyu continuously enjoyed the compression massage from the mysterious spirits, and under repeated stimulation, his physical strength was rapidly increasing. The number of slaves in Bone Hell was rapidly increasing. In less than 100 days, the number of slaves had exceeded 10,000. 2/3 of them were 5th-tier God King Realm mysterious spirits, and 1/3 were 6th-tier God King Realm mysterious spirits. During this process, Lin Moyu also experimented with other spells. The Buddha Kingdom Lich's Buddha Kingdom in hand could indeed cooperate with Bone Hell, but unfortunately, the mysterious spirits did not use any laws, so they could not be weakened. Lin Moyu controlled the Buddha Kingdom Lich, randomly weakening one law while enhancing the undying law. The combat power of the Undead Legion instantly increased by a level. The 8th-tier God King Realm skeleton god generals had combat power close to the 9th tier of the God King Realm. Although they did not achieve a breakthrough, they could dominate within the same realm. The entire process went smoothly. In 100 days, Lin Moyu had fully adapted to all the changes after his ascension to God King. Time passed day by day, and his 1st-tier God King Realm physical body was advancing towards the 2nd tier. One day, the effect of the 6th-tier God King Realm mysterious spirits significantly weakened. At this time, Lin Moyu's physical body was still at the 1st tier of the God King Realm, but it was much stronger than when he had just entered the 1st tier. From that day on, Lin Moyu began hunting 7th-tier God King Realm mysterious spirits. There were many mysterious spirits, but the higher the level, the fewer their numbers. Especially the 9th-tier God King Realm mysterious spirits, which he had only encountered a dozen times in over 100 days. Lin Moyu noted their locations. One by one, the 7th-tier God King Realm mysterious spirits were killed and turned into slaves in Bone Hell, and Lin Moyu's physical body began to rapidly improve again. Finally, on the 200th day, his physical body erupted with brilliant golden light. The golden light illuminated millions of kilometers of void. Lin Moyu stood in the golden light, his expression solemn, exuding an aura of majesty. He looked imposing without being angry, and his skin and flesh constantly fluctuated under his clothes. Blood flowed under his skin, making a sound like ocean waves. Accompanied by the beating of his heart, a massive sound resonated in the void. Lin Moyu could clearly feel the immense power growing from every corner of his body. The second tier of the God King Golden Body could not only shatter stars with a punch, but also kill enemies of the same realm with a single blow. If a second-tier God King Realm Cultivator used a spell against him, he could break it with a punch. Even low-tier God King Realm magical treasures would struggle to harm him. All these assumptions were based on Lin Moyu not resisting, not using damage transfer, and suppressing his talent. Sometimes Lin Moyu wondered if his defense was already abnormal. It was almost impossible for a minor god sovereign to kill him, and even a god sovereign would find it very troublesome. The strength of his physical body was just the icing on the cake and not decisive. But he still did it, seemingly driven by instinct. He wanted to become stronger, to lay the most solid foundation, to aspire to the highest realms, and to defy the heavens for his beloved wife. Therefore, every step had to be solid and perfect.
200 days, the physical body of the God King realm indeed advances slowly, much slower than the true God realm, and it's also very dangerous. No wonder people in the great world generally choose to cultivate their physical bodies. I am already fast enough. For others, advancing the physical body from the first tier to the second tier of the God King realm would take 100 years. I am 100 times faster.
Lin Moyu clenched his fist, and a booming sound erupted from his fist. His eyes shone brightly as he scanned the void.
Let's continue.
The second tier of the God King realm was not the end. He could continue to improve. There were still more than 2 years until the 4-star domain competition, enough time to further enhance his physical body. Lin Moyu's name had been at the top of the 3 major rankings in the Vermilion Bird Star domain for 2 years. During these 2 years, the rankings had changed constantly, but no one could shake Lin Moyu's position. Achieving first place in the 3 rankings was not easy, but every 100 years someone would achieve it, becoming a top genius and an idol in the Vermilion Bird Star domain. Lin Moyu was the genius of this era, praised by countless people. As Lin Moyu's fame grew, his background and origins were also uncovered. People discovered that Lin Moyu came from a small world. Resources were scarce in the small world, and those who emerged from it were generally geniuses. But compared to the geniuses in the great world, they were always a bit inferior. In history, no genius from a small world had ever reached the top of the 3 rankings. Lin Moyu was the first. As more information about Lin Moyu became available, a piece of news caused a sensation in the entire Vermilion Bird Star domain. The news was simple, just one sentence.
Lin Moyu was only 28 years old when he received the baptism of the great world.
Achieving super god status, leaving the small world, entering the great world, and receiving the baptism. This was a process that had to be experienced when leaving the small world. Achieving super god status at 28 was simply a miracle. Initially, no one believed it until the War God Hall confirmed it, and no one doubted it anymore. Some even revealed that Xiao Zhantian had also achieved super god status at 28, and Lin Moyu was just like Xiao Zhantian. That was the War God, and Lin Moyu was on par with the War God. Lin Moyu's fame reached its peak, spreading throughout the Vermilion Bird Star domain and even to the battlefield. Lin Moyu was no longer just an idol. He was considered a legend by many. Some even said that Lin Moyu was the second war god. More news emerged, and many races with enmity towards the human race, such as the Golden Eagle clan and the 3 Silver clan, listed Lin Moyu as a target to be eliminated. They would not allow a second Xiao Zhantian to appear. As for the demon race, it was needless to say. They had long placed Lin Moyu at the top of their kill list. 1418 1418. Chapter 1418. Laughing while sitting on the stars, gazing at the world. Many people came to the battlefield, not to complete tasks, but to see Lin Moyu. They were curious about what kind of genius could reach the super god level at the age of 28. However, unfortunately, Lin Moyu seemed to have vanished into thin air, disappearing without a trace. In the past 2 years, Lin Moyu had not taken on any tasks or conducted any transactions in the trading center. No one knew where he had gone, not even the most well-informed individuals. Some people who were skilled in divination tried to calculate Lin Moyu's whereabouts, but to no avail. Some even suspected that Lin Moyu might have already died. In the deepest part of the mysterious land, at the central area, Lin Moyu gazed at the enormous lost star, his eyes filled with contemplation. His body radiated brilliant golden light. Although his God King golden body was still at the second tier, it was not far from the third tier. After reaching the second tier of the God King golden body, only mysterious spirits at the seventh tier of the God King realm or higher could help improve his physical body. However, there were not many mysterious spirits above the seventh tier of the God King realm. Lin Moyu had almost swept through all the mysterious spirits, even killing the dozen or so ninth tier God King realm mysterious spirits. Yet, his physical body was still at the second tier of the God King realm, just a bit short of the third tier. Mysterious spirits could not regenerate in a short time. If he wanted to continue improving, he could only enter the central area. Lin Moyu entered the central area for the second time, feeling the immense pressure within. Previously, he relied on damage transfer to move around in the central area. This time, he could freely move around the edge of the central area without activating damage transfer. The pressure from all directions continuously compressed his physical body, making the golden light of his body shine even brighter. Lin Moyu felt the changes in his physical body and knew that it would take decades or even centuries to improve his physical body under such conditions.
It seems I can only give up for now.
Lin Moyu sighed. At his level, improving his physical body was indeed extremely difficult. Unless he had a great opportunity, most of the time, he could only rely on accumulating over time. He looked at the law star at the center, where countless laws intertwined. Some he recognized, some he did not. But without exception, they all belonged to the great world and were very pure. Although the mysterious land was in the battlefield, it did not have any battlefield aura. The omnipresent pressure was actually the battlefield's attack on this area. Suddenly, a flash of insight crossed his mind, and he looked puzzled.
Why does it resemble my undying law so much? If the death force of the undying law is compared to the battlefield, and the life force is compared to the great world, in the core filled with life force, there will also be a bit of pure and powerful death force. Conversely, the center of death force will also contain a bit of life force. There is no absolute life and death in the world, nor absolute yin and yang. Everything has two sides. If the great world is yang and the battlefield is yin, then the mysterious land is the nail of the great world in the battlefield.
Lin Moyu felt enlightened. The great world had always resisted the battlefield, which was like an intruding robber to the great world. The battlefield had its own rules, disrupting the unity of the great world. In the resistance against the battlefield, a balance was eventually formed. The great world formed pieces of mysterious land within the battlefield, creating a certain degree of balance between the two sides. Previously, he did not understand the mysterious land, but now he finally figured it out.
No wonder even the ancient Buddha's palm print couldn't destroy the lost star.
The mysterious land was a nail planted by the great world in the battlefield, a key to maintaining balance. To destroy it would mean going against the entire great world. So even the ancient Buddha couldn't shake the law star. Lin Moyu was even less capable. If he continued to approach, his fate would not be much better than the ancient Buddha's palm print. Lin Moyu looked at the law star for a while longer and calmly said,
If one day I can touch the lost star without injury, it means I have truly stood at the pinnacle of the world.
After saying this, Lin Moyu turned and left. This trip was fruitful. He had perfectly ascended to the God King realm, obtained the God King golden body, advanced his physical body to the second tier of the God King realm, understood the essence of the mysterious land, and resolved the ancient Buddha's palm print's deadly threat. Now it was time to leave, and he felt a sense of accomplishment. Lin Moyu suddenly laughed heartily, his spirit soaring.
Laughing while sitting on the stars, gazing at the world, controlling life and death, I am the king. One day, I, Lin Moyu, will visit the Buddha clan and seek justice. By then, the Buddha clan will be in ruins, and they can only blame themselves. Today's cause will be tomorrow's effect, and it will be repaid sooner or later.
The mysterious spirits had been cleared out, leaving only some third and fourth tier God King realm beings. Lin Moyu ignored them and quickly passed through the 10th layer area, returning to the 9th layer area. In the 9th layer area, Xiao Shang sensed his return and opened his eyes, seeing Lin Moyu.
Junior brother Lin is back. It seems you had a good harvest.
Xiao Shang laughed heartily. He was now full of energy, having recovered significantly from his soul injury. His soul injury had healed a lot, and he was full of vigor, exuding an aura similar to that of a god sovereign. He had already ascended to the god sovereign realm, but his soul had not healed, so he had not entered the Law Star River. Once his soul healed and he entered the Law Star River, he would be a genuine god sovereign. Lin Moyu approached Xiao Shang.
Senior brother Xiao is about to recover. Congratulations.
Xiao Shang laughed.
It's all thanks to you, junior brother Lin. Otherwise, I wouldn't have made it through this ordeal. Rest assured, junior brother Lin, I will deliver the heads of 100 god sovereigns.
With Xiao Shang's strength, once he truly entered the god sovereign realm, even at the first tier, he could contend with a third tier god sovereign. 100 god sovereign heads were not impossible. Lin Moyu asked,
Senior brother Xiao, do you know of any faster ways to improve the physical body?
Xiao Shang shook his head.
It's difficult. There are ways to improve the physical body, but I don't know of any fast methods.
After being injured, Xiao Shang had spent over 200 years here. The pressure in the 9th layer area had always been tempering his physical body, pushing it to the peak of the 2nd tier of the God King realm, just a step away from the 3rd tier. If not for his soul injury, Xiao Shang could have entered the 10th layer area and pushed his physical body to the 3rd tier of the God King realm. Once his injury healed, Xiao Shang would undoubtedly enter the 10th layer area to advance his physical body to the 3rd tier of the God King realm. Lin Moyu was not disappointed. Physical body cultivation was inherently difficult. Otherwise, the various races in the great world would not have given up on physical body cultivation and focused solely on the soul realm. After some thought, Xiao Shang suddenly said,
There might be a way to quickly improve the physical body.
Lin Moyu's eyes lit up.
Please tell me, senior brother Xiao. The demon god stone of the starry sky demon god clan might work.
Xiao Shang said, then added,
But the demon god stone is rare and has some other issues. I'm not very clear on the specifics.
It didn't matter if Xiao Shang wasn't clear. Zhu Qiwu would definitely know. Lin Moyu bowed to Xiao Shang.
Thank you, senior brother Xiao.
Outside the mysterious land, Zhu Qiwu sat quietly in meditation. Lin Moyu had been in the mysterious land for 2 years. For his main body, a single meditation session could last 10 or even 100 years. 2 years was just a blink of an eye, nothing significant. At this moment, he slowly opened his eyes, looked towards the mysterious land, and smiled.
That brat is finally back. His aura is stable. His soul and physical body are balanced and flawless. It seems he has perfectly ascended.
1419, 1419. Chapter 1419. Do you want to become a demon god clan member? A stream of light shot out from the mysterious land, adjusted its direction, and flew towards Zhu Qiwu. Moments later, Lin Moyu arrived in front of Zhu Qiwu, cupped his hands and greeted.
Thank you for waiting, senior.
Zhu Qiwu chuckled.
I almost got you killed before. Do you blame me?
Lin Moyu shook his head with a smile.
You must be joking, senior. I never had such a thought.
Zhu Qiwu could naturally discern the truth in Lin Moyu's words. He looked Lin Moyu up and down, showing a satisfied expression.
Not bad, not bad. Perfectly ascended to God King, achieved the God King golden body. Your physical body should be beyond the 1st tier of the God King realm, right?
Lin Moyu nodded in acknowledgement.
2nd tier of the God King realm.
Zhu Qiwu was even more satisfied.
Tell me about the ancient Buddha's palm print. How did you resolve it?
Lin Moyu did not hide anything and recounted the entire event. Upon hearing Lin Moyu's method of resolution, Zhu Qiwu couldn't help but praise him repeatedly. Lin Moyu's method involved both brute force and cleverness, adapting to the situation and constantly adjusting. He resolved a seemingly certain death situation without using his life-saving trump card. Lin Moyu also told Zhu Qiwu about the abilities of the Buddha Kingdom Lich. Seeking Zhu Qiwu's opinion, he was very curious about the law of fate and the ability to foresee the future, finding it very practical. At the same time, he was wary of the Buddha clan, knowing that such secret techniques were indeed terrifying. If he ever confronted the Buddha clan, he would need to be well prepared. Zhu Qiwu said,
True sight is indeed a secret technique of the Buddha clan, only practiced by Buddha's sons and Buddhas. Very few can master it.
The difference between innate awakened skills and acquired learned techniques is significant. Innate awakened skills can only be upgraded to techniques, whether planetary level or stellar level. Learning new techniques later and forming a technique planet is extremely difficult. Especially techniques like true sight, related to the law of fate, are even more challenging.
In that case, the Buddha of Joy was indeed a genius of the Buddha clan. Being able to enter the netherworld post with senior brother Su and become a Buddha while preserving his life is truly remarkable.
Lin Moyu objectively evaluated the Buddha of Joy without deliberately belittling him. He never underestimated any enemy, especially the Buddha clan. Since he had added the Buddha clan to his blacklist, he naturally needed to understand his opponent thoroughly. Zhu Qiwu laughed.
As the grandson of an ancient Buddha, his bloodline is extraordinary, naturally different from ordinary people. But you don't need to worry too much. No one in the Buddha clan controls the law of fate, and true sight was an accidental acquisition. Regarding more information about the Buddha clan, once you enter the Divine City and have enough qualifications, you can access it. By then, the information on the Buddha clan will also need an update.
Zhu Qiwu seemed to see through Lin Moyu's thoughts and threw out a hook. Lin Moyu looked at Zhu Qiwu.
Is the information on the Buddha clan regularly updated?
Zhu Qiwu laughed a few times without answering, implying,
You guess.
Lin Moyu indeed had some guesses but was not very sure. He also knew that Zhu Qiwu was tempting him to go to the Divine City.
All right, I'll see for myself when I go to the Divine City.
Zhu Qiwu said,
Let's go back. You've been away for 2 years, and a lot has happened. You'll find out when you return. The 4-star domain competition is less than 2 years away. I've already spoken to Zhu Tian, and you'll have a spot. I'll come to pick you up before the competition starts.
Lin Moyu felt a surge of gratitude. Zhu Qiwu had been very kind to him. Zhu Qiwu patted Lin Moyu's shoulder.
Young man, work hard. The human race needs geniuses like you.
This encouragement came at the right time, but Lin Moyu didn't respond. He was long past the age of being moved by such words. Lin Moyu changed the subject.
Senior, I've heard that the demon god stone can quickly enhance the physical body.
Zhu Qiwu gave him a sidelong glance.
Did Xiaoxing tell you that?
Lin Moyu nodded.
I've already healed his injury.
Zhu Qiwu knew about Lin Moyu's ability to heal soul injuries. Bringing Lin Moyu here was not only to help him ascend to God King perfectly, but also to heal Xiaoshang's injury. However, Zhu Qiwu didn't say it explicitly, probably wanting to see if Lin Moyu would take the initiative. After all, Lin Moyu had helped He Renqing, so helping Xiaoshang was expected. Since Zhu Qiwu didn't mention it, Lin Moyu didn't deliberately seek out Xiaoshang to heal him, thus keeping the favor to himself. If Zhu Qiwu had mentioned it, and Lin Moyu had taken the initiative to find Xiaoshang, the favor would have been mostly attributed to Zhu Qiwu. Lin Moyu understood Zhu Qiwu's intentions. Zhu Qiwu didn't react much. Speaking calmly,
The demon god stone can indeed quickly enhance the physical body. Among the 4 original clans, each has its characteristics, and the Starry Sky Demon God clan is known for its strongest physical bodies.
Lin Moyu was puzzled.
Isn't the Dragon clan known for the strongest physical bodies?
Zhu Qiwu said,
Currently, the Dragon clan is indeed the strongest. When the Starry Sky Demon God clan was around, The dragon clan's physical bodies were only second. The Demon God Stone of the Starry Sky Demon God clan can indeed rapidly enhance the physical body, but it has a fatal flaw. Using the Demon God Stone extensively will transform the physical body into that of the Demon God clan, even changing the bloodline. By then, you will no longer be human but a member of the Starry Sky Demon God clan. Do you still want to use it?
Zhu Qiwu looked at Lin Moyu with a half-smile. Lin Moyu quickly shook his head.
Forget it. Such a good thing should be left for others.
He was human and would not abandon his roots for power. The human race was also one of the 4 original clans with its advantages. Moreover, the Starry Sky Demon God clan no longer existed, while the human race still stood strong. This indicated that the human race was stronger. Zhu Qiwu continued.
Shaoxing only knew part of the story. But it doesn't matter. The Demon God Stones left in the world are not many and are under our control. Ordinary people can't get them. Using low-tier Demon God Stones occasionally is fine, so you don't need to worry.
Lin Moyu naturally knew if his bloodline changed, so he wasn't concerned. The human race was pragmatic, taking the essence and discarding the dross, utilizing everything they could. Lin Moyu gave up the idea of using the Demon God Stone but didn't give up on enhancing his physical body.
Are there other ways to quickly enhance the physical body?
Zhu Qiwu said.
There are, but not here. They are in the Divine City.
Another bait thrown out. Zhu Qiwu seemed afraid Lin Moyu wouldn't go to the Divine City. Lin Moyu thought to himself.
You don't need to do this. I will definitely go to the Divine City.
He also said.
Then I'll do my best to go to the Divine City.
Zhu Qiwu said seriously.
There's less than 2 years left. Complete the chain tasks and then participate in the 4-star domain competition. Try to get into the top 3.
The 4-star domain was full of geniuses, including seed players from the War God Hall. Getting into the top 3 would be very difficult. But Lin Moyu was confident.
No problem. It's just that some of the chain task targets are not in the battlefield.
1,421,420.